So the things you'll need are your Australian original passport, your original Australian birth certificate if you've been divorced, or your legal documents, your Thai wife details. For your Thai new wife, all this Achara needed was her ID card. Hi guys, so today you're going to go and get everything started with your marriage so it can become a legal and binding marriage in Thailand and also Australia. Your first step is to go to the Australian Embassy. The Australian Embassy opens every day except for public holidays and weekends. They open at 8:30 in the morning, so try and get there. So you're in line at 8:15. We were there at 8 o'clock. It was a little bit early. We were like the second there, so we were second in line. So you go into the left door once they opened at 8:30, and you take a little left, and that's where your first stage is. It's a little office where you tell the security officer what your intentions are for that day there in the Australian Embassy. So you just tell them that you want to fill out a stat dec form for a marriage. They'll put it on the computer, but you give them your passport and the Thai's ID card so they can put it on the computer. Then you go through the security screen. It's just like an airport security, and you wait on the other side of that for a couple of minutes, and then they let you into the actual embassy. You walk up a courtyard. It's an open air courtyard. Once you get through that door, it's up about 100 metres or so, and you go into the actual Australian Embassy office. You turn right, and we were lucky to come across a security officer. We asked them where to go to fill out the stack deck, and he showed us where it was. It's to the right as you walk in, so you can't really miss it. He brought us into the room. He showed us what form to fill out, and I was filling that form out. That's this form here. It's only one side you have to fill out, so it's not much. It's just a little stack deck. On it you've got your name, your address, where you were born, your father's full name, your mother's full name, the date your passport was issued, whether you've never been married, you've been divorced, or you've been widowed, if you've got any dependents, your occupation, how much you earn per year, and you've got 2 referees that you need, their full name and also their full address. They could be in Australia or Thailand or wherever in the world that your best friends are or your family are. And then it goes on to your Thai partner. You need her ID number, which is just her ID card. It says here her passport as well, so if she's got a passport she can put that as well. Achara just used her ID card, her full name, and her date of birth, and that's all you need. You just need to sign it and date it, and then whilst I was filling out that form, Achara went up and got a number from the computer system. It's just like main roads in Australia. You just go up and you get a ticket from the front computer, and that puts you in a queue. But by the time I finished filling out the form, there was only like 3 or 4 other people in there, and we were one of the first in to get served. So once they called our number, we went up to the officer and gave her the stat deck, and she verified it and stamped it, and that cost $70, 70 Australian dollars. They also will need your passport to be verified and stamped. So if you've bought a photocopy of your passport, I normally bring photocopies of everything that I have here, because in Thailand they normally ask for your original passport to hire a motorbike, and I only give them photocopy. So I had one with me, so if you don't, they go back and photocopy one for you, and they do a stamp and sign it exactly like they did your stat deck. So that's another $70. So all up it costs us $120. So obviously it'll be more if you need to get anything else done. I'm not sure what you would need. I think they only just need your passport and also the stat deck done. Once you do that, you pay for it. The website says you can pay by cash or card. I got Thai baht out, and she said that they don't take cash. So I just had to give them a card, and everything was fine. So just remember just to bring your card, no cash. They don't accept cash. And once that was done, you get your receipt, and that's it for the Australian Embassy. As simple as. It's not a very hard process, step one. That took roughly us not even, I'd say, 20 minutes by the time we actually got into the embassy, embassy's front door, to by the time we finished was 20 minutes. So it's not long at all. And then you go find a taxi and you go to the consular. Okay, so now that we've done step one, we've got in the taxi and we've gone to the Ministry of Consular Affairs in Bangkok. Walk through the front door and you'll be approached by a translator. The translator will give you two options. The first option is the one where it's the cheapest, where they just do the translation of all the documents that you need to be translated, and they give them back to you, and you go upstairs and do the rest yourself, which involves getting it photocopied, filling out the form in Thai, so your Thai wife will have to do the fill out the form, so you can get in line to go to the pre document check, which is they just check to make sure that you've got all your documents, and then they will give you a number. You go and sit down, wait up to about an hour, 2 hours, depending on how busy they are. And once they call your number, they will they will call your number, and you go up to the counter. You give everything over, plus the 200 baht fee, and they tell you to go and sit down again. You can wait up to another hour. They'll call your name, and you go up to the counter, and they will give you a receipt, plus all the original copies of everything, and then that's done for the day. The other option is once you walk into the door of the consular, the translator will approach you. This option will cost you 600 baht, plus the 400 baht for each translation page that you need to get done. You'll need to get translated the copy of the passport that you've got verified and stamped, and also the stat deck that you got verified and stamped. And if you're being divorced, you'll need all that legal stuff to be verified, to be translated. Sorry, and that may cost extra because of all the legal wording in the actual divorce papers. Thais find it hard to translate all legal wording into Thai, so it will take them longer, and more likely it'll cost you 400 baht per 100 words for legal documents. That said, mine was quite easy. All I had to do was give them the original and photocopy of the stat deck, and also the photocopy of my verified passport. So it cost 800 baht plus the 600 baht service that they're doing. In that service, that they translate everything in an hour. so you're not waiting 2-3 hours. It's just an hour. We chose to sit down in the little kiosk there and have something to eat. And then once they've done it, they come and find you and take you upstairs to get everything photocopied. That's upstairs and to the right as far as you can go if you're doing it by yourself. Once all that's photocopied, the translator will then fill out the form in Thai. That's like your birth certificate, your passport number, your name, your Thai wife's name and ID card number, things like that, addresses and stuff like that. So he will fill that out in Thai, saving your Thai wife filling the form out. And then he'll put everything together. He'll collate everything, so everything's in order for you to just go up to the counter and go to the pre-document check counter, where they go through everything, and everything should be in order because the translator did it for you. You'll get a number. They'll tell you to sit down. We waited about 40 minutes. They called our number, went up, gave them paperwork plus 200 baht for the fee, and went and sat down again. We waited another 30 minutes and they called our name and we got our receipt, and that was it for the consular. You give the translator there's a pink receipt form that you give your translator that did the translating too, so if there's any mistakes that they can that they know which one it is. The office will actually have a white receipt so they can go to and forth if there's any mistakes in the translation. That's the good thing about getting the translation done at the consular. You don't have to get the translation done at the consular. It's you can go anywhere else to get it done that's verified to do the translating for these documents. They could cost you 200 baht per page or anything, but I just find it easier to go to the consular. Therefore everything's in-house. You don't have to get a taxi to wherever you got your form translated to get them to do fixing of errors or anything. It's just all in one building. You just go up and down the steps if you need to be. So all up, the translation and the waiting to submit the forms took us probably 2 hours to do, 2.5 hours to do. Quite easy to be done. Key point is you don't stress. It's just, you understand that you have to be there and wait. Everybody else is waiting the same thing. I saw a couple of fellas go off because they were waiting for so long. It's just, it's just not called for. It's just, you're just stressing everybody else out. So go in there with an open mind and be patient, basically. The other thing is that people say you can get it done in one day. It is impossible to get it all done in one day from start to when you get married. It takes almost a week. You can get it done in 3 days, but I would allow five days. They said that we went in on a Friday and they said that we can have our paperwork back from the consular on Tuesday afternoon. I've allowed till next Friday, a full week to get everything done. So we go and pick our paperwork up on Friday morning and then go across the road to do stage 3. So yeah, just make sure you leave yourself enough time. Don't overbook yourself and think that you can get it all done in 1 or 2 days. It'll take 3 to 4 days. That's just what it is. You've just got to be patient.